Hey guys, welcome to the Heart of David. Hope you guys are doing well today. This video today is about, do you care about your country? Do you care about what happens to your countries in the Western Hemisphere? I kind of feel a conviction. Stay with me, I have something very interesting. And although I'm going to talk about a video that someone did, if you look at my last video, just last night, I'm telling you to, if you're in Canada, to boycott Tim Hortons. In fact, to boycott all the companies that are taking temporary foreign workers overwhelmingly, meaning that they're shutting out the youth. You know, people in Canada cannot buy a home, young children anymore. It's just impossible. And this is a common thread throughout the West. But the depth of this is so much more than you could ever imagine. But this video, I mean, I can't do it justice what this guy did. I presume this guy has a lot of money because he's got a lot of different cars. It's not about that. He cares. And I think his channel is called Casey the Car Guy. And he does a deep research, very pertinent questions to Grok, but it's programmed in a certain way that it has to answer a certain way, but there's ways around that, and I've learned that. So yes, I can go to that and I can say, all right, take away your scientific basis, take away your bias and this and that, and it will give you straight answers. I kind of feel a conviction against me, but it may just be myself, to stay out of the world. But something inside me is saying, that's what got us in this trouble. There's a reason that we're at the end of time. They're trying to build New Babylon. There is nothing new under the sun, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring all nations together, but not for the reasons that you think. They want to open the borders, and despite there being overwhelmingly crimes committed by migrants from third world countries, not everyone, but they're being brought in unvetted. They're coming in by huge boatloads every day in England. I've looked at war for some time, and I do believe there's going to be a civil war in England. I don't know. People come to a tipping point where everyone's taking your jobs, where there's grooming gangs. They're raping a lot of people, and they're killing children, and they're doing things. And the question is, why are they hiding it? Why are they hiding it? Why aren't they actually acting upon it? What is the basis of this? Why have people become so weak, and it's so much deeper than you could ever know? I will tell you the answer right now, but it's so much deeper than that. It's to benefit the very top tech executives so they can maximize their profit. That's where we are. And there are 900 billionaires just in North America. Think about this. I never thought about this, but I kind of knew when you think about Revelation 13. What did he ask? You have to watch this video. He says, oh my God, once, and he swears a whole lot of other times. You're going to have to put up with that to hear what he says. In fact, I'm going to do a video on this guy. You know, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to do, you know, like a screen share so I can comment on it. Man, this guy did such a good job. He's actually putting his possibly his life on the line by doing this in the position that he's in. And having his channel taken away and everything. I actually think he's a good man, but in any case. can you remember when? So I already believe that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. I'm not going to say anything further on that. It looks like they're doing good things. They've let in all the people in the last administration, and that's very, very cheap labor. And so you can actually look at the statistics now that they're taking people away, that jobs are going up for people, crime's going down. This is all a stage, it's all a show. Doge, government efficiency. So what happens is, I don't think the thing between Trump and Musk was real. The spat that they had. I just don't, considering that I believe there's the Antichrist and false prophet. There are very objective signs. Fire comes down from heaven, does miracles. There's a lot more to it. 223 million followers. He's the prophet. The prophet would have a massive crowd. And he does miracles. And he's putting up sometimes 28 satellites a day. They're building something. Is it Palantir? That's part of it. Peter Thiel. So what am I getting at? Doge. Government efficiency. So they brought in Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. I heard from this guy, and I do believe that. But why them? Peter Thiel. Do you know who Peter Thiel is? He was even on a podcast of some Christian who was questioning him. Are you not building the mark of the beast? I don't even know why he went on that podcast. I think he said he was a Christian. He built a system for the military that categorizes everything to know everything. And it's attached to AI, and it's like a world leader in monitoring people, knowing everything about them. I believe Donald Trump let Elon Musk in to see everyone's information in the government in the United States. I believe they have the information, and they're building that system. That's. Give me a little second here. You have to watch this video, and you might not like the style that he goes about. He's very I don't know what the word to use right now. He's putting on a persona for a good reason. Just ignore it and listen to what he's saying. By the time you get to 15 minutes in this video, you'll be blown away. I guarantee you. And because I don't think a lot of people who see this will actually watch it, I'm going to have to do a video about it. Because it really... Man, just give me a second. Just some information I would have never thought about if it wasn't actually for, well, something like Grok. What is all this? What is all this immigration? Why is it happening in every single country? It does spell the end. It does spell the end. Because people are not raising up. They're not doing it. Started doing it in England. You know, videos like this are probably shadow banned. So I'm not saying I'm popular or anything, but it's because they watch every single thing you say. Yeah, give me 1 second. A lot of thoughts on my mind. I just sent this guy's video to Sling and Stone, hoping that he will do a video on this, because it's worthy. Why would they ever do this? So let's take the United Kingdom, for example, and it will come here too. They're starting to, you post the wrong thing, you speak out against the government, you don't even say that much stuff, and then you're put in jail, and who knows how long they will keep you there. Why is this happening? They're censoring people in a way that just doesn't make sense. It came out of nowhere. bringing the trans stuff, LGBTQ stuff. There's a reason they're doing it. They don't care about those people. Do you get it? They actually do not care about them. Some people that are in it may, but the people at the top, there's a reason they're doing this. So imagine on one side this. Jailed for speaking out and saying the right things on social media. In your same country, you have people that are raping and killing women and children. Blatantly, out in the open, knives, third world stuff. They're coming from very violent countries. They're the worst. I'm not saying they're all like that, and don't even get at me like that. You know it's true. Why are they gaslighting people about this? There must be some benefit in this. They wouldn't do it just for nothing, just for fun, although they probably are having some fun in it. And this is what this guy came down to. Why would there be such a disparity? And it's not about protecting rights. You don't let people murder, rape, groom, beat violently, man. Happened to me in my own country here last summer. I was in a tunnel in the overpass here, and there was a guy, I don't know, maybe from some, could have been Sudan, maybe 35 years old, and smoking weed in an enclosed space that children and people have to go walk. And I was on my mountain bike, and I have a spinal condition. I have multiple intractable pain disorders, but I have a spinal condition that it could be catastrophic if I had to get in a fight. And when I told the guy, I said, hey, there's kids coming by here. I said it nicely. He came up and he attacked me right away. Just like that, okay? So don't tell me that I don't know these things. Why wouldn't they do anything? Why wouldn't the law start to balance in the favor of the people of the country? Because their goal is to close down borders, number one, but the major factor is so it doesn't disturb the flow of migrants. Because if they start doing something about it, then they have to start doing something about the root cause. Do you get it? That's why you're being flagged for all those things, and they aren't. They're getting away with literal murder, and you're not getting away with speaking up, being upright. And he gets down right to the core of who is benefiting and why. This is the time we're living in, and this is why I know we're at the end of time. I'm just going to say one more thing, because I'm going to do a video later, possibly tonight, but certainly by tomorrow. You know what, man, just look back at my videos. You may be a Christian, you may not be, you may not believe what I believe, that's fine. My eyes were veiled to who Donald Trump was until a friend told me who he was, and then I started to believe it shortly after. Then I saw the objective signs. There are a lot of objective signs. When I was born in the late 70s, and I had a best friend across the road from me, and his dad, so when I was playing in his home in the 80s, there was always electronic equipment, and he was a very intelligent man, and I didn't know until close till they moved away that what he had, and I could see it almost every day that I was there. There was a blackboard. He was the inventor of the electronic blackboard. That's what he was doing for all the years that I remember going down there, and there's all these weird tools, and he was one of them, if not the man who developed. So So when you touch your finger on a phone and it's touch, he was one of the first men to ever develop that. I remember they had a Macintosh computer when really no one had any computers. There's some good games on there. We had Intellivision, Atari, and then it goes up to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, all those, right? I'm glad to have lived in the last generation of playing outside and doing those things. Not to say people still can't do that, but most don't. Going out in the forest, going out in nature, going on, trips and all those types of things. And then it was, these video games, the computer started to get more powerful. The internet came at the end of my high school, but it wasn't, people really were not using it. It was Google came out and, really didn't take off till a time after that. Although, there were chat rooms around, let's say the year 2000 or something, like AOL, and there are a lot of different things, MSN, and so slowly it was getting slowly better and better. Although, like I said in another video, they're always 20 to 50 years ahead. They just release things to us. But the first cell phone comes out, and then these game console systems, they're getting more powerful, and you can see the graphics on the TV are just amazing. And now it's like computer screens with 4K or whatever they get to, right? And what happens is these people are becoming overwhelmingly rich, like Bill Gates, who are developing software. All the people who are developing softwares and apps, and the people in Silicon Valley, that was the beginning of the end. And I believe the book of Daniel, Daniel has probably seen a lot more than the book says. All the prophets, think of Isaiah, the things that he saw when you look at his prophecies. There's so much more that he did not write, of course. He saw the Lord. He saw him in his throne room, and he saw many other things too. Like prophecies of things other than the Lord, that obviously he did not write about. But the means to the end was the electronic age. And with that, they have become so evil in their hearts, so hardened in their hearts, that they started to outsource jobs. So, like I said, that's why I tell you a lot of the time I'm 46, or I was born in 78, because I remember when they started moving factories. They were starting to move places, first to Mexico and to China and to Vietnam, and suddenly, there's ghost towns in North America, things where they used to build the most basic of things like shirts, because the people are evil. In their hearts, all they think is profit, and they want to monopolize us. That's what it's come to. But it's also come to, well, you'll hear he'll say something about George Soros, but there's a lot of other people too. I don't really know the complexity of the ideology of George Soros. I don't know what he really believes in, but this is what it amounts to. It amounts to, they are not ever going to be in discomfort. It's us who are going to be in discomfort. We're the sheep. We're the sheep. And if you're a Christian, you're the real sheep, right? And we have a real shepherd. The only thing, and so you can see, my anger built up. Righteous anger about Tim Hortons and what they're doing. I walk into the Walmart here, it's full of people from India. And it's not the people I don't dislike anyone. And they'll call you racist to further their cause. I don't have a racist bone in my body. Actually, most of the people I speak to are not white. Probably I'd say 75%. You can't just let them come in and do crimes. Man, the crimes that have been done in Toronto, and not just Toronto, Ontario, and British Columbia by the Indian population. Man, It's not just them, but it's who you're letting in who are doing these things. There's an agenda behind it. You remember Klaus Schwab said, "We have penetrated the Trudeau cabinet." Look what Trudeau did to Canada. Canada's a good country. The people are good, but they've twisted the minds of the youth, and you know, there's an end product from that. So when you see things like LGBTQ, do you think they actually really care? Maybe right at the roots of people who are helping people who are trans, gay, and all those things, autism. I have autism. All those things. Those people care. The people who are actually helping people, but the people at the top, there's something. It's the kings of the earth who have set themselves, and the Lord will not have it. So please watch this video right to its end. I think it's, well, how long is it? Man, I'm doing this with a hyper abdomen, man. My abdomen really hurts. Casey the Car Guy, Europe's shadow destruction revealed by AI. Who, what, and how? So he has 279,000 views in 1 week, 15,000 likes, and it is 38 minutes. I'm at 31 minutes, and man, just make sure you make it through it. He's putting on a persona for a good reason, and watch when he gets angry. When he gets angry, he's really getting angry for not just to put on a show, but watch it, because what he's saying is exactly what's happening, and it's the first time I've heard a thorough answer. And go figure, it came from AI.